Hello students, welcome to Java Programming. Academic year 2020-21, second BTech, semester 2. Regulation R19, JNTK, Kakinada. Coming to Java Programming Unit 2, here we have two chapters. The first chapter is Classes and Objects in Java. Second chapter, Unit 2, is Methods. Coming to chapter 1 of Unit 2, Classes and Objects. Here we have two videos. Video 1, Classes and Objects in Java. Resource persons, Suresh Babu, myself, Associate Professor, Department of CSC, KHIT. Mr. Jani Basha Sayyed, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, KHIT. And these are the topics to be covered in Unit 2, Chapter 1, Classes and Objects. Introduction to classes. First thing is introduction to classes. And a simple class example declaring objects for the particular classes, assigning one object to another object. It's also important when we are working with objects of a particular class. Access control for class members. This is important when we are accessing the members of a class outside, and specifically accessing this private members of the class. So this is the way. Actually this was not allowed private members to be accessed, but there are some possibilities there and we'll discuss those things. Constructor methods for class. So constructor is a special member of a class, and we'll see how these constructor methods can be created for a class. And types of Java constructors. How many types? We will discuss one by one. Overload constructor methods. Overloading is one of the feature that is added in object-oriented programming, and you are familiar with this overloaded constructor or overloaded concept in object-oriented programming through C++. That was already covered in semester 1. Coming to nested classes, the class inside another class. One class inside another class. That is nested classes. Final class and methods. Is it possible to declare a class as a final? As it is possible, and we'll see along with methods also. Next one, passing arguments by value by reference. Passing arguments by value by reference to the methods, or maybe right. And especially this keyword. So this was the new, this keyword is already familiar in C++ language semester 1. And here also this keyword having some special type of characteristics in Java also. Coming to the first one, introduction to classes. The class is at core of Java, as it is. Class is the main part of the Java programming language. Every program in Java we design based on class definition. It is the logical construct upon which the entire Java language is built. Yes, that is the thing I'm saying here. Class is the construct which is used to design any program using Java language. And moreover, it defines the shape and nature of an object. In real time, we know that object-oriented programming means the programming design we use object-oriented, object-related things. And that object type of properties and behavior will shape the natural behavior of the object can be defined in terms of class. As such, the class forms the basis for object-oriented programming. As that is, this class is main situation for to implement object-oriented programming in any type of languages like C++ and Java. When you define a class, you declare its exact form and nature. As it is okay. When we define a class, that it means we give the total behavior and properties of a particular object. Then in programming, we can access and we can create such type of objects that related to this class or instance of that particular class like that. So you can do this by specifying the data that it contains. So whatever the situation comes to related to object, and the class gives the shape and nature of object, and you can specify some data that related to object, and we can also allow to give some code that operates on that data. So together this data and code we can encapsulate into one construct called class. Here a class is declared by the use of class keyword. By the use of class keyword. And we'll see one simple example of this one, how to define or construct a class for a Java program. And before that, see, class is a user-defined new data type. Class is a user-defined new data type. And as a data type, and we can organize some type of data in our programs usually. The same way, the class type of related contents we can organize in our program called Java objects. Once this class is defined, the new type can be used to create objects. Use it to create objects of that type. So generally class is an user defined data type or type new data type, and this new type can be used to create objects of that type. And finally we can conclude this as a class is a template for an object. Template for an object. And it gives completely the shape and nature of an object in a form of template, and we can create such a type of objects of this class. And finally we can define object is an instance of a class. Object is an instance of class. Generally, object is an instance of a class, and we will often see that two words, object and instance. Object and instance used interchangeably throughout this course Java programming. And we use the term called object or instance, that it means of we are having that instance of a particular class. Instance of a particular class. Coming to the general form of a class, and I told you that the class can be defined with a keyword called class. So here class is a keyword followed by any class name that you wish to give to your class, and a class contains its scope. Class contains its scope. And inside of this class scope, you can create members of class. You can create members of the class. And these members are of two types: member variables, member methods. Member variables and member methods. So here in this class, these two types of members we can create. The first member is called as instance variable or a member variable, and second member of a class can be called as method, member, function or method of a class. And we can allow to create many number of variables. Many number of variables, there is no particular limited in defining member variables of a class. Variable 1, variable 2, up to variable n you can define, up to n number of variables you can define. The same way, here you can define method with a method name 1, and every method, nothing but a function, may have some type to return and parameter list in parentheses between the parenthesis symbols. So this is the declarative part or definition of a particular method member defined in class. And we can allow to define many number of methods: method 1, method 2, method n, and every method has its body of some set of instructions to be performed of that related to method representation. For example, addition is a method we can define inside class to add two instance variables of the class. So here, this is the general form of a class. We can define a class structure or a class template or a class data type with a class keyword followed by class name and class scope. Inside this class you can define members, and members are of two types: instance variables or member variables, or member functions or member methods of the class. Member methods of the class. And coming to a simple class example. Simple class example. So here I have taken one example from the textbook complete reference box example, and throughout this course Java programming, this is the example we can take in many type of concepts to understand perfectly or properly. So here I have defined a class box class. So box is a class name, class keyword followed by class name. Here class name is box, and class has its scope here. And inside this I have member variables like, and these are member variables here related to box: width of the box, height of the box, depth of the box, depth of the box. And these are considered as a member variables or instance variables of a class. Instance variables of the class. What is the class here? Box. Box related data. So this will be considered as data defined inside class data. So this is data. And what about this one? Volume is a method. Here it is, volume is a method. This volume method calculates the volume of a box based on the data given. What is the data here we are given here? Width of the box, height of the box, depth of the box. And based on these values and multiplying these three values into one unit is called volume of the box. So that's why here we have defined that volume as a method in the as a member of the class. Volume is a method and member of a class which calculates the volume of the box based on the data given in instance variables. And inside this void method is nothing but a function, and you know that how to define a member function or a method in a class, and you are familiar this concept from C++ semester 1. So the same way here we can create a method into a class, and this method has its scope, and inside this I have a statement called system.out.println, print volume of the box, and system.out.println and width multiplied with height multiplied with depth. So together this value displaying on the screen. So this is a simple class example, that is box class. See here I have note here. It is important to remember that a class declaration only creates a template. Class declaration. This part of class declaration only creates a template and does not create any actual object. It does not mean of creating objects. Declaring class means that we are creating a template for a box here, but we are not creating any object of the class box right now. And we'll see in the next topic. That is coming to declaring objects. Declaring objects of a class is a two-step process here. The first one is you must declare a variable of class type, like a variable declaration of a particular primitive data type. Example, int space a semicolon. What it means? Example, int space a. What it means here, a is a variable of type integer. The same way, we must declare a variable of type class type. For example, box is a class name and is a new type, and box is a new type, followed by b. Now here b is a variable of class type box, nothing but object. But here this variable does not define an object, but it's simply a variable that can refer to an object. So by defining like this, or by declaring that like this, it doesn't mean of an object created. It's simply a variable that can refer to an object of the box class. And that is the first step we should do in the process of declaring objects of a class. And second one, coming to here, you must acquire an actual physical copy of the object. Physical copy of the object and assign it to that variable. Assign it to that variable. So this process is the second step in declaring object. And coming to here, we can do this using new operator, using new operator. So what is this new operator? I hope you are familiar with this keyword new from C++ semester 1. The same feature is adopted in Java. For this new keyword, it is used to create objects dynamically, or it allocates memory dynamically for an object and returns a reference to it. So that is the use of this new operator here. So moreover, here this references more or less the address in memory of the object allocated by new, the address in memory of the object, so that it creates memory for an object and it gives a reference to it, and we assign that reference to a variable defined for an class, for a class. Example. So box is a class. We already seen this, created class box, and here box space my box. So here my box is an object name or a variable that defined for a box class. And when you use this equal to followed by new operator, then it creates memory for this object of a box class, and that memory reference can be assigned to this my box variable of the box class, and it is the constructor use it to create memory, or you can initialize the class object. So this is the syntax to declare object. This is the syntax to create an object, and here this statement combines the two steps just described above. It can be rewritten like this to show each step more clearly. Once again, so box space my box. Here my box is a variable of type box class and declare a reference to object, and my box equal to new followed by constructor, and here it allocates a box object or allocates memory dynamically for a box class object. So we'll see the same with diagrammatic approach here. So my box, when you write my box my box like this, object declaration, the same way here it is. Here it is defined like, and it creates one variable, and this variable of class box contains null value, and it doesn't have any memory location of object or any doesn't mean of an object. When the second statement executed like this, my box equal to new box, here memory for the object is created, memory for this object is created, and this object memory referenced by this my box, referenced by my box of the box class. Next, coming to assigning one object to another. So here B1 is one object. B1 is one object here, and B2 is another object of the same class box. So here B1 box is created using new operator, and whatever the object here we created using new operator called B1, that is assigned to B2 object or a reference variable of the particular box class. So this is the concept called assigning one object to another. You might think that B2 is being assigned a reference to a copy of the object referred to by B1 as it is. So B1 is a variable or a reference variable referred to the box class object, and the same memory reference is referred by object B2. So this concept we give the clear picture about that, assigning one object to another object of the same class. Here coming to that is, you might think that B1 and B2 refer to separate and distinct objects. No, it is wrong, because B1, B2 we are assigned like this. Based on this statement, we can conclude that both are referring to the same object, not separate and distinct objects. However, this would be wrong. As so, these B1 and B2 referring to the same object, same object. That is the concept in assigning one object to another. Like this. Coming to see here, this picture clearly gives you, this is box object having data like width, height and depth of an object, of a box object. Here B1 and B2 both are referring to the same memory object of the class box. So here instead, after this fragment executes, B1, B2 will both refer to same object as it is true. The assignment of B1 and B1 to B2 did not allocate any memory or copy any part of original object. So it doesn't create any additional memory for B2. So once we already used in the previous one, so here new operator, see here for object B1, we have used new operator. Here only it creates memory for an object of box class, and the reference is B1. And when we are creating B2 object and referring or assigning B1 to B2, and there is no particular separate memory of object will create here, only the reference can assign to B2, and there is no separate memory allocated for this. Okay, it simply makes B2 refer to the same object as does B1. This is the statement important to remember here. B2 refer to the same object as does B1. Next one, access control for class members. Until now, we learned how to define a class using class keyword and how to define members of a class, instance member variables or methods of a class, and declaring objects of a class, nothing but instance of a class object. And now the concept is access control for class members, and how these class members can be accessed. Either it may be an instance variable of a class or a method defined inside a class. Method or instance variable, how to access these members of the class. And as per the process of specification given in object-oriented languages like C++, Java, there are three access modifiers: public, private, and protected. Public member of a class means that when a member of a class is modified by the public specifier, then that member can be accessed by any other code inside and outside of the class. Public member can be accessed outside of the class through object of the same class. So these are the things you are already familiar with C++ language, classes and objects. And coming to the second type of access modifier is private. When a member of a class is specified as private, then that member can only be accessed by other members of same class. Other members of the same class, and that too within the class. And these private members cannot be accessed directly through objects. And third type of access specifier like protected. When a member of a class is specified as protected, then that member can be accessed by its subclasses within the package. And you all learned about this protected in C++. Protected member considered as a private in C++. And when inheritance concept comes, and protected is a specifier or access modifier to access the parent class members into subclass. And that was the concept in C++ about protected. But whereas coming to in Java, here we have packages, and packages contains many classes, and many classes may have their own members, and those members may be public, private, and protected, and maybe several packages may contain in some systems. And how those access about the members of a classes inside, outside, within package, outside packages of the Java programs or maybe environments of problem solving design. So here, that it means here, these protected members can be accessed by subclasses. That it means protected members of the superclass can be allowed to access its subclasses within the package. Within the package, there may be some classes having relations using inheritance. Those related classes only subclasses can access their parent protected members of the class. Next one, coming to access modifiers in Java. So here, public, protected, default, and private. And we already know public. Public can be accessed anywhere within the class with other classes as allowed, in subclasses using inheritance, within package, other package as allowed, public. Anywhere it can access. Any class in other packages, still it is allowed to access any public member within class, other class, within the package, subclasses within the package, other packages, any class in other packages. All are allowed to access public members of the one class. Protected. So protected comes only when inheritance concept applicable. Within the class, as protected members can be allowed to access, and other classes within the package, so as allowed, other packages, subclasses within the other package, subclasses as allowed. Up to now this will be like act as a public, but whereas other packages consider that as a not public. So protected out, other packages, any class not allowed to access protected members of the one class. And it is possible to declare members of a class without specifying public, private, protected access modifier. Then those type of object member variable declaration, we consider those as a default declaration or default access modifier. So in C++, default modifier considered as a private, but whereas in Java, default access modifier or any default member defined in any class, that will be considered as a public member. So this public member can be allowed to access, that it means default member can within class as allowed, Any other classes within package S allowed, same package allowed, but not other packages. Same packages subclass allowed, but other package subclasses not allowed default variables. And we will see everything of these access modifiers for members of a class in packages chapter clearly, individually, one by one. And coming to other packages and strictly not allowed default members of any class. And whereas coming to private members of a class, only within the class allowed and not in any other case. Within the package not allowed, and subclasses within package or outside package not allowed, other packages strictly not allowed. And here why indicating that accessibility is possible, no indicating not accessible. So these are the access modifiers in Java specifically for members of a class. Either it may be a variable or a method of a class. Accessing private members of a class. And we know just by the knowledge of this access modifiers, private members of a class can only access within the class, not outside of the class. But there is a possibility of access of these private members of a class outside class. See, private members of a class, whether they are instance variables or methods of a class, can only be accessed by other members of the same class. This is a clear-cut statement given about private members. Any outside code cannot directly access them. So this also, as it is true, outside cannot directly access these private members of a class. But still it is possible, and we'll see how. Consider a class test here. I have a default declaration, default access variable A, and a public variable B, and a private variable C. And these are the variable instance variables of a class. And I have a method to access S, access variable C. Why? Because C is a private variable. And you know that any member can access private data of a private member of a class. Within the class, any member can access. So here I have a member method, and this using this method I am going to set value about this C, variable C. And this set method receives one parameter, integer parameter. That integer value can be assigned to this variable C, private variable C. And I have another method of the same class, getC, and it simply returns that value. So here these two members, void setC, int getC, these two members of a class are trying to access this private data int C of a class test. Is it possible? Let me check. Coming to public class main demo. Main class. Coming to main class, try to access those member variables of a class. Inside this main function, create one object of this test class. OB is an object here, and create memory by using new operator and constructor. Coming to, I'm trying to access ob.a equal to 1. Is it valid? A is a default variable here. A is the default access. As it can be allowed. Default member can be treated as a public in Java. So it can allow to access here. Valid statement. And ob.b equal to 2. So b is a public variable here, public access. As it is allowed, it is a valid statement. Now coming to ob.c equal to 100. Is it possible? Now C is a private variable of a class test. How can I access even though by creating object? It is simply gives an error. It is not possible to get it. It is a private variable. You cannot access directly, even though through object or outside. It completely gives error. But there is a possibility to access of this private variable. You must access variable C private variable through its methods. Through its methods, as it is possible. Ob dot set C of 100, and I can pass an integer value 100 here. This 100 is copied into here I, and this I is assigned to C. So here this way I can allow to access the private member of a class, because set C is a instance variable of a class. And like this we can display the same instance variable here. And these are the topics related to classes and objects in this video. And in the next video we are going to see the constructors of the class. And these are the textbook, reference books and e-resources. We covered these concepts from these resources. Thank you.